Hi friends, this is Sanjay Parihar from Houston, Texas. I'm a technologist, and as promised, we wanted to reach out really notable in the tour and travel industry, reach out to them to understand what are the COVID-19 post measurement they are taking. So here we are,
Mr. Adhiraj Shahpura, an entrepreneur at the heart, focusing on building the brand and expanding across India.
Mr. Adhiraj Singh, owner and MD of Shahpura Hotels. One beautiful thing about Mr. Adhiraj is he's representing the young entrepreneur, very dynamic and kind of setting up the examples for young people to try out and to become an entrepreneur. So this is great, Mr. Adhiraj. So as we are going, our audience is very keen to understand about what are the post-COVID-19 measurements is being taken by your hotels? Mr. Adhiraj.
Yeah. Thank you, Sanjay, for having me here, and Rohitji as well. So, post-COVID, the measures which the hoteliers, especially if I talk about our hotels, which we already had started taking when this COVID hit India, which was in the last week of Feb. So that time we had started taking all the measures like the 70% alcohol sanitizers, the face masks to be provided to our staff. And I think these measures will continue further when the lockdown is also lifted. These measures will be followed very strictly by that time in all the hotels. And also we have got the solutions for mopping the floors in the rooms, common washrooms, lobbies. So there's a particular chemical which is called sodium hypochlorite, which needs to be mixed in the water, and then you have to clean all the lobbies, the common areas, washrooms with that, which is prescribed by the WHO. So that is one major thing which is being used by all the hotels mostly now. And then apart from that, the Dettol solution can be used for the wiping, the cleaning of the knobs, the telephones, the switches, all that, the other things which are there in the room and the lobbies, etc. And apart from that, there's also, you must be seeing the disinfectant tunnels which have been now introduced by various companies while you enter the hotel or any other any public malls or any other buildings. So now that will also be in the people will start implementing, the hoteliers will start implementing that as well, one for the guest and another for the staff entry, which checks the temperature and the temperature of the guest and the temperature of the staff. While they are disinfecting you, they check the temperature also. So that is one another thing. Apart from that, you must have also seen the infrared thermometers, which are they are also used for checking the temperatures of the guest, which we also used and we are still using for our staff. So these are the basic measures which post lockdown I think all the hoteliers will be following. And if I talk about precisely again our hotel, we are now planning to have a microbiologist in our hotel. So we'll be having a laboratory which will test the food samples and the staff hygiene. We had plans of this initially, but then we later thought that let's have it in some time. But now since this COVID has had a major impact on our industry, so to have a laboratory will be very useful. And I think in coming times, the government will also be making this mandatory. Since all the hotels, they are associated in the food business. So it's very important to check the food samples just to ensure that it's 100% hygienic. Right. So we are coming up with the laboratory. As of now, this is the new thing which we are planning to do. So we have finalized a room which will have a lab. And then we'll have a microbiologist sitting over there permanently, and we'll be testing the food samples on a regular basis. So that is one point where we can assure our guests and our travel partners that it's pretty much safe for our hotel to travel, so the guests can come and they can rely on us.
Wow! So there's a great measurement. I mean, it's great to hear about that. There's a microbiologist. There is a tunnel. Yeah. There's so much innovations going on. There's so much activities going on, from technology to even taking care of a bunch of other things, standards implementing, and so very, very careful about consumer health. Thanks for sharing in detail. This is a great thing. Now I see that this is a all the hotels which Shahpura group owns. It's beautiful. And I want to talk about specifically one of the your hotel prominent is Shahpura House.
Right.
So let's talk about that. How is the location of Shahpura House? Look,
See, so Shahpura House is basically in Jaipur, and it's almost around 4 kilometers from the city center, like the pink city is the heart of Jaipur.
yeah,
And to talk about the station, the railway station, we are situated around 1.5 kilometer from the railway station, and the airport is around another 8 kilometers from our place. It's basically a residential area where the hotel is located. So that's the reason you must be wondering that it is called Shahpura House. So earlier it was a house, but it was started in way back 1990. So it was
Right.
known as Shahpura Guest House, and then slowly we kept on adding more rooms, and then became Shahpura House. So it's basically in a residential area, and the location is pretty much feasible for the people who want to go to city for the sightseeing also. So that's for the location point. Yeah.
great. And every good hotel has something very specialty on the cuisine, right? So tell us more about the cuisine part of the hotel.
Yeah, so cuisine is like basically you must be aware that Rajasthan. If you talk about Rajasthan, so
Absolutely.
first thing what comes in everyone's mind, if they are non-vegetarian, so it's lal mas, and if you talk about vegetarian, so it is like gatta curry, the
Yeah.
Rajasthani gatta curry, which is made out of besan. So these are the most specialities of Rajasthan, and in our we have got multi cuisine restaurants in our hotel, and but the famous cuisine in our restaurant, in our hotel, is again the lal mas. And then we've got a very famous vegetarian snack which is called palak pata chaat, which most of the travel partners whom we are associated with, they are also well aware of. It's basically a spinach fritter, which is very healthy. It is eaten as a dry. It's like a basic appetizer. So that's very famous, which is invented by my mother. So
Oh.
she was.
Oh,
yeah,
lovely.
when she was she's still hands on, but when my parents started this business, so that time this dish was invented by her, and gradually everyone started liking it. So we have got this as a signature appetizer in our menu. And then lal mas is there. We have got in chicken we have got butter chicken. So these are the specialities in our cuisine. But then we keep on trying different cuisines, like the keri ki lungi. You must have heard of this. This is basically a chutney which is meant to be eaten along with the food. So this is, very few people know about this, but this is a chutney which is sweet and sour. So we have a tree in on the entry of our hotel. So over here we grow these raw mangoes, which is known as keri.
Wow.
So out of this you can make a sweet and sour chutney. So this is also we are offering in our menu. Now we have innovated this during the lockdown. We invented this dish, and there was a competition of Rajasthan tourism chef from home. So this was a time when we sent the video of this chutney to them. So this is about the cuisine, and rest all the other cuisines apart from the Rajasthani cuisine. Yeah, it's a multi cuisine.
Rajasthan cuisine is mouth-watering. I know a lot of them, and it's like first of all, it's very special to Rajasthan, right? And it's a major attraction, especially some of the tourists. I mean, like one of us, like they come and they want to visit. They want definitely experience, right?
Yeah.
So great, Rohit.
Yeah, hi. Okay, Randhir, like Adhiraj, like when we are in Jaipur, so there's a two special thing which I feel like it's a combination as a Jaipur, as a city which is colorful, and your hotel looks very, very traditional and very colorful. So when a guest is there in Jaipur and staying at your hotel, so what are the activities you recommend and is possible to connect with your hotel as a city both, and including kids as if I say there's a kids also traveling.
So we are talking about the Jaipur hotel, right?
Yeah, Jaipur Shahpura House.
Shahpura House.
Shahpura
We're
House.
talking about. Yeah.
The activities which, apart from the normal sightseeing, the the other activities which we offer over here is like in which we involve the guests. So we are doing live cooking demonstrations also by our in-house chef. So that is done. That is one major activity which we are doing, and we have got a great response. Not even the guests who are staying with us, but guests who are staying in other hotels, they can also take part in this. They can be a part of a live cooking demonstration followed by a dinner or a lunch. So this is one of the activities which we are doing. Then secondly, we are also celebrating a lot of festivals. Whenever there's a festival date, so we do a lot in which our own family is involved. So two major festivals which we are doing on a big scale is Diwali and Holi. So where we involve our own, we ourselves are involved, and the guests can experience how a festival is celebrated in India in our own tradition. So this is what experience we give to our guests in terms of activities. And again, this is also open for the guests who are staying in other hotels. It's not only limited to our own hotel, but the guests who are staying in other hotels, they can also be a part of it by booking in advance. And now we have started the third festival, which is Gangor. Since almost 3 years, we are doing Gangor, which comes after 15 days from Holi. In this also, the whole family is participated, and we do a Gangor festival. And now slowly we are getting good response from our travel partners also. Because these are the things, apart from the normal activities, the normal sightseeing, these are the things which gives an experience to the guest, and which they'll remember for their lifelong, that whenever they went to India for a particular city, they celebrated this festival in that particular manner, that particular ritual. So suppose on Holi, giving them a white pair of kurta pajamas, making them play with the colors. So this they'll remember for their lifelong. In Diwali, giving them a traditional dress, kurta pajama, to the gents with a turban, to the ladies we give them saris, and then doing the puja, lighting up the candles, the firecrackers, all this. So this is what they have, the experience what they carry when they go from our place. So this is what they remember. So we focus a lot on festivals, experiences basically.
Yeah, in fact, Sanjay, like I still remember a couple of my guests who stayed and experienced this Holi Festival there in Shahpura house. And I see still in their profile picture in the same dressed up, like how they were in the Shahpura house. So that's definitely is a great memory for them.
Because once we also go to their own countries, and if you're celebrating any festival, so we'll also remember that our life, during our whole life, we'll remember that. So this is what experience is what they carry from here. So we focus more on giving them a good experience, how we can give them an experience while they're here with us. So that's the reason these festivals were started by my mother only. Again, she only started initially to celebrating festivals with the guests. Yes. So Holi was basically started in Shahpura house with almost 10 guests, and it was I think almost 5 years from now. And then slowly the numbers kept increasing. So this place was short for us. So that's the reason we shifted this Holi festival to Shahpura Haveli, which is between Delhi and Jaipur, where we have got huge lawns, so we can accommodate more people. So basically, people travel from Jaipur to Shahpura just for a day experience. They are there for the whole festival, and then they come back. So we make a package of a certain amount in which everything is included. So they leave Jaipur by around 9 o'clock and they reach Shahpura by 10:30, and by 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, they are back to Jaipur. So we have got huge space over there, and we can easily accommodate around 150-200 people. But when it was started, it was with very less numbers. So slowly, that's how it.
Yeah, it's so interesting, and especially some of the things and I see here in US, basically people are always talking about Indian wedding. What is the special about the Indian wedding, and how much how they ask the question like how much you spent when you got married, and why it is so huge, right? And when we pick Rajasthan, right, and on top of that special Haveli or those cultural hotels, right, those are like gonna be grand. So I'm sure we a lot of audience will be interested on hearing about wedding experience there.
Right. So weddings is there's a huge demand of weddings. Not they just need to the inbound guests. They want to experience how a wedding is happening. What are the rituals being performed? So they want to be a part of the weddings. So that's the reason we get a lot of queries for mock weddings, where they just want to see how a wedding is organized. So a small.
I was surprised.
We do small mock weddings. So a couple comes, they are already married, but they just want to do a mock wedding just to experience how it takes place in India.
Yeah.
So then we have to do all the traditions. We put a mandap. We call the band people. We call elephant, everything. We give them traditional clothes. So they are very eager to know that how an Indian wedding is organized. So that we have got few queries on that, and we have done a few mock weddings also. And now since this post COVID, I think the wedding scenarios also in India would change, since we'll not have that much number of gathering, and the gathering will only limit up to 50 or 50 to 100 guests. So we are trying to the property which is in Shahpura, which is called Shahpura Haveli, we are trying to target the weddings also, in which we can gather up to around 50 to between 50 and 100 people. So that is our the new module which we are trying to create in Shahpura, since it's between Delhi and Jaipur, so we can target on domestic weddings also, and of course mock weddings we were doing there. So that is that.
I'm going to talk about mock wedding to my friends. This is a great opportunity for them to really experience, because a lot of them travel. Yeah, that's a great thing. So with that note, Mr. Adhiraj, it's a great, wonderful talking to you. And today we covered Shahpura House. It's definitely our pleasure to have you here. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thanks, Adhiraj.
Thank you.